He's here to talk about perfect health and spiritualizing the body. And Pankaj has been a student of truth for over 20 years. He loves to share truth to help uplift others and therefore increasing his own understanding and experience of the principles at work in our lives. So please help me welcome Pankaj.
Years. 3 years. I usually never stand still when I speak, but I'm gonna give it a try today. Sorry. Okay. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. That is perfect. This is perfect. If you were to remove this, that is perfect, all that would remain still would just be that which is perfect. Perfection. Purna. Wholeness. Be perfect. Even as the Father is perfect. I'm here today to talk about a topic I probably would never, ever had the courage to speak about before. But I guess it's been 3 years since I've spoken, so I'm up to the task. Perfect health, old topic. Based upon the predicate that that which is perfect, the divine, has never went anywhere. It's still here. It's right here, it's right now, it's you. And you're either asleep to it, or you're awake to it. And so I chose the topic, perfect health, spiritualizing the body. But the body's already spiritual. You're not going to spiritualize anything. It's already spiritual. But I coined the term spiritualizing the body because in the reading he talks about an intellectual understanding. See, it only takes minutes to understand this stuff intellectually. It may take a lifetime to really understand it, to get into the spirit of truth and really embody that. And that's what we really are after, the spirit of the truth, not the intellectual understanding of the truth. If we just stay stuck at the intellectual level, we just create another religion. And we're not even religious people who come to a place like this. Yeah, so if you want another religion, that's happening too. But those are people that still take this teaching and they remain at an intellectual level. And Ernest Holmes says, years after I'm gone, you guys are just quoting my stuff, you didn't get it. Be open at the top. So, this field of perfection, it's already there. We don't create it. We just awaken to it. And it's the Father within that does the work. We don't have to do the work. We have to allow it. We have to allow ourselves to be worked upon by the divine. That's how we enter into the spirit of the truth. You start opening yourself because it's us letting go of this identification. See, some of us may be walking around thinking that we are this body, or we are this mind, we're this identification with this ego. And it's not until there's a space, a gap behind me with that you start spiritualizing, you start feeling the spirit, you open enough to receive the spirit that you already are. But where the attention goes, the
energy flows.
And what you focus upon expands. Right? So as you tune in to this vibration, this frequency that's already there, there's a frequency of perfect health. You don't create it, it's a frequency. It's a vibration. You tune into it. As you tune into it, you feel it, that which you focus upon expands. You come more and more into the spirit of it. And it's an ongoing evolution. There's no arrival point. That's the great thing about life. Life is ever evolving, ever changing. The changeless is ever changing. That which is changeless, timeless, eternal is the truth of who you are. That's perfect health. That's in the beginning God. Right? Now the thing is, we're kicked out of the Garden of Eden because we took the fruit of good and evil, which is your judgments. You're judging this to be good, just as bad. You want good health. When it looks like this, it's bad. You don't want it. And that which you resist will persist. And so, when we're talking about perfect health, we're talking about truth, we're talking about the absolute. There's not good health and bad health. There's just health. That which has no polar opposite. That which is whole, purna, complete. You can't add to it, you can't take from it. It's already it. And it's already what you are. And it's perfect health. Now, a lot of times when we think about health, we just think about the body. But what I realized, in working with this idea and meditating with it, that perfect health is the health of your government. It's the health of your world. It's the health of your business. It's the health of your family members. It's the everything health. And so we can react and resist what the world is showing us. Or if I be lifted up, if I lift up, if I'm raised up in my consciousness, if I touch the hem of the garment of the Christ, and I'm brought into that place of wholeness more and more, if I'm lifted up, then the smudges, because what you're seeing on the outside is just reflections on the mirror. But if the mirror is cracked, the mirror is broken, you can't change the outside. You can focus on changing the reflection of that mirror, because all this outside here is the reflection, But if the mirror is cracked, we gotta first, or the smudge, is there something, layers of belief systems and doubts and all this stuff covering the mirror, that's gotta be wiped clean. And how do you wipe it clean? The methodology, there's many methods, I guess, but the one methodology that that's promoted in this teaching is you focus on the truth. You come into the spirit of truth. It's the Father within that does the work. You don't do the work. That's the main problem. We think we're doing it. The only thing we're doing is becoming willing to let it do its work on us. It's opening. Ernest Holmes says what? Open at the top. Be open at the top. But be open at the top. And a lot of times, for most of my life, years ago, very much on the spiritual path, but I was open at the top, but I was closed at the bottom. I was like an upside down triangle, My lower, I wasn't connected to earth, I wasn't grounded, just this is energetically, this is what, I was no earthly good. So I don't want you to be open at the top so you're no earthly good. You gotta open it up to receive it. You gotta descend. When Jesus was baptized, there was a descension first, and then he later ascended. The Spirit descended, it says. Right? We have to descend and allow the Spirit that we are to embody itself in this physical time-space paradigm. And so this idea of division, of separation between this is physical, something else is spiritual, that's a house divided against itself. And any house divided against itself cannot stand. So it has to be oneness, right? That's what we teach. This is from the Gospel of Thomas, which you will not find in the regular canonized Bible. When you make the two into one, my mobile didn't turn off. Okay. When you make the two into one, and when you make the inner like the outer, and the outer like the inner, the upper like the lower, and when you make the male into the female, into single one, so that the male will not be male, nor the female female, when you make your eyes in place of an eye, and then it goes on, and it says, then you will enter the kingdom. But when you make the two into one, when you go from duality into oneness, when you go from having a separation between this physical body and realizing that this is spiritual, there's nothing that's not spiritual, because there's no spot where God is not. There's nothing that's not spiritual. Everything in its base, in its essence, first is spiritual. But if we divide ourselves, if we take from the fruit of good and evil, if we're based upon our judgments of this mind, this identification with what's going on up here, and we're cut off from what's the spirit of who we are, then we're kicked out of the kingdom of heaven, of Garden of Eden. And then we have the toil and sweat, and we can have the pain, and you can live in the 3D, dimensional. But if you want to go to 5D and above, you gotta raise your consciousness. And so that's what this teaching is about, going beyond just this 3D dimensional field of just, physical, because that belief in materialism, that belief in the grossness of the body, what he says in the book, and I really highly recommend Christian D. Larson, this is written probably in the 1920s, He was also a real good friend of Ernest Holmes. Wrote The Pathway of Roses. Prolific Christian D. Larson.
What's that one?
Perfect Health, Christian D. Larson.
What's it?
Amazon has it.
What's the author?
Christian D. Larson. Okay. Oh, Christian Larson is this, but yeah, Christian D. Larson is full name too. So, and he wrote Science of Mind magazine extensively as well. And but anyway, and this will lock in all the ideas that I'm sharing with you today. There's nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. But as it's this tune in this frequency. I just want to refer to my notes. I've never had notes and looked at notes ever all these years I've spoken. I must be getting old, So my note says, tune into the frequency of perfect health. I talked about that. Let it radiate through you. Recognize it all around you. See, when we're tuning in to this frequency, we're lifting up. If I be lifted up, I raise up all, right? Because if there's a high vibration and low vibration, if a lower vibrational frequency comes into contact or in close proximity to the lower vibration, it will entrain or rise up. That's scientifically proven to a higher vibrational frequency. That's why, back in the day, if there's like a high guru or spiritual being, everybody comes to that room, all of a sudden, boom. Because the aura, the emanation of the radiation of that vibrational frequency, people just come in and train to that, right? But now it's time for you to be your own guru. Raise up your vibration. Stop being a follower. This is not a teaching for followers. This is a teaching for those who want to. Is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods? You're already creating in the beginning God. You're creating the image and likeness of God. When they said, well, Jesus, what do you think? You're God or something? Is it not written in your law that you're gods? He's referring back to the old law. So if we're creating the image and likeness, is that image and likeness, that real man, that spiritual man, woman, being, spiritual being, it's already in the being, it's already there. Feel it, tune into it, whatever that practice is for you, tune into it. Moments of silence, peace, whatever, sitting still. Just set your intention to tune into it. It's there, it will make itself available to you. It's already there. You just have to request and it will respond. Ask, seek, and you shall find. Ask, and you shall be given, right? Knock. The door will be opened unto you. It's already there. Most of you already feel it. You wouldn't be here. That's what the practice is. And as you do it for yourself, it's a great world service to the world, Because we're all one. We're all connected, right? So if you're lifting yourself up in this place of perfect health, you're not denying anybody else theirs. In fact, you're becoming an inspiration for other people to be ye gods. You live in a world of magic. Are you ready to be the magicians? Because that's what we are. We're playing with magic here. Science has showed us that everything that we see, touch, what is it? 99 point something space, right? It's mostly space. This thing that's so hard. It's mostly space. An atom, most of it's the electron field, and that's mostly just space. So, but our consciousness is organizing the atoms and the molecules in this space and this outer reflection. And so the more we come into the spirit of truth, go beyond the intellectual understanding. It only takes minutes to understand this intellectually, especially in 2017. But to practice it, to come into the spirit, and just let it will grow of itself. Keep the fire lit, I think we'll end this. What I'd like to do is a tuning in frequency of the perfect health collectively. And yes, time to. So just relax yourselves as if whatever your comfortable meditation way is. And we just start with the breath. The breath is always there, it's always in the now. The frequency of perfect health is in the now as well. For now, we'll just focus on our breath. Allow yourself to experience each breath and each part of each breath without any efforting. Relaxed, easy, natural breath. With each exhale and with each inhale, we're rising up in consciousness. rising up into an awareness of spirit as the very central truth of beingness. It is this beingness that is being itself, as me, as each and every one. Just feel it. Feel the spirit filling our bodies. For what is known in one place is known in all places. So as we know, there's this vibrational frequency, this idea, perfect health and wholeness. We anchored it so that each and every cell of the body, the spiritual body, knows perfect health. We just bathe and bask in this frequency of perfect health. We open to the spirit of truth. We let this Father within, this Mother within, do the work. So we open and let go. We become a wider space for the Spirit to move in, through, and be embodied within us. And that our bodies are filled with the power of absolute health. Absolute. Our relationships are filled with the power of absolute health. Our careers, our work, businesses, absolute. As you recognize that each and every place you feel yourself letting go even more. Letting go of any worry, concern, any appearance not looking the way you think it should look. Letting all of that go, releasing any circumstance, situation, and just feeling it and sensing this vibration of perfect health and wholeness right here, right now. Just letting it wash through us, harmonizing, recalibrating, realigning. Never-ending streams of good flow into my life. Focus on your heart center and just say that a few times, either mentally or out loud. Never-ending streams of good flow into my life. Never-ending streams of good flow into my life. Never-ending streams of good flow into my life. See that flow out, clearing away smudges, blemishes, ideas, concepts that are limiting. Out with the old, in with the new. And so it is, and so it is. Amen. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
This song is called Senza Fine, which is actually Italian for never ending.